Director of Personal Fitness and Training at Ageility. I'm going to take you through a series of exercises today to help improve strength, balance, flexibility, and improve overall function for your daily living activities. I'm going to perform the exercises seated and standing, but you can modify the exercises as you see fit to your own personal needs and abilities. I consider these exercises to be a level 1 on a scale of 1 to 3, 1 being the easiest exercises and 3 being the most difficult, and we'll transition into some more challenging exercises later on. But again, do what you feel comfortable with and go through a range of motion that's appropriate to you. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's start by sitting up tall in our chair, chest up, shoulders back, eyes gazing straight ahead. And we're going to start with our head and our neck, tilting our head side to side, pulling our ear to our shoulder, stretching the outside part of our neck. And we'll do a few repetitions to each side, continuously alternating, focusing on your posture. Again, stretching the outside part of your neck. And one more to the other side and back to the center. Let's stretch the back of our neck by looking down on the floor, pulling your chin into your chest, and gently tilt your chin up toward the ceiling, stretching the underside of your neck. And we'll do that a couple more times. Chin down into your chest. And slowly gaze up to the ceiling, tilting your chin up, stretching the underside of your neck. And one more time each way, looking down and slowly looking up. And now return your gaze straight ahead, sitting up tall, arms off to the side. If you have armrests on your chair like I do, you can hang your arms over the armrest. We're going to circle our shoulders forward, 10 repetitions going forward. We'll start now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to go backwards now with our shoulder circles. So shrug your shoulders up and roll them back. We'll do that 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold your arms out to the side now. We're going to start with arm circles. We'll start small and gradually get bigger with each circle. Try to follow along. We're going to do about 10 repetitions here. And keep getting bigger with your arm circles until you're going as big as you can, circling your arms forward. We'll go 5 big circles for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And relax your arms by your side. We're going to hold our arms out to the side once again and start with small arm circles going backwards. And we're going to gradually get bigger with each arm circle going backwards until we're circling our arms as big as we can, increasing the size of each circle. And let's do 5 big circles going back for 1. Reach up to the ceiling, rotate back and around. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, moving to our hands and our wrists. Hold your hands in a fist right by your shoulders and circle your hands, rotating through your wrists. Let's do 10 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now keep your hands up by your shoulders and let's circle our hands in the opposite direction 10 times for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll do one more for your hands. Keep your hands by your shoulders. Start with your hands in a fist. Open your hands nice and wide, stretching your fingers, and then clench them into a fist. Open and close for 10. 1, 2, stretch your fingers out nice and wide, and then close them into a fist. For 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower your arms down. Let's shake our arms out a little bit. Okay, I'd like you to move forward slightly in your chair. This next exercise, you can bring your feet forward a little bit. Make sure you're staying in your chair as we reach forward down to our toes. Touch your toes if possible, and sit up nice and tall, ending with your chest up, shoulders back in line with your hips. And we're going to stretch forward, stretching our back and our legs down to your toes, and then sit up nice and tall to the starting position. We'll do that 3 more times for a total of 5. Touch your toes. You might find your range of motion increases with each repetition as your muscles warm up. All the way down to your toes if possible. Touch your toes, sit up nice and tall. And 1 more time, stretching your back and your legs as far as you can go. And back up tall in your chair. Let's take a little break. We'll do a few deep breaths. Inhale through your nose. And exhale out through your mouth. Deep breath in. And exhale out. 1 more time. Inhale through your nose. And exhale out through your mouth. All right, we're going to go back to our toe touch. So reach your feet forward slightly. Make sure you're staying in your chair. This time when we raise up, we're going to reach our arms up toward the ceiling. So reach down to our toes, touch. And as you sit up tall, reach your arms high overhead to the ceiling, stretching your upper body and your arms, your shoulders, your back. Stretch down to your toes. And sit up tall, reach your arms high overhead, getting a total body stretch. There's 2. We're going to do 3 more. Again, trying to increase your range of motion, getting a little further down to your toes. Each repetition, if you're already not getting all the way down there. And again, down to your toes and stretch up overhead high to the ceiling. And once again, stretch down, touch, and extend overhead and lower your arms off to the side. Bring your feet back. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. Arms off to the side over your armrest, sitting tall. We're going to laterally bend our torso now, side to side. Keep your head focused straight ahead. And hips staying in the chair, bending through your upper body. And we'll do 10 each way. If you're following around, that's 2. 3. Reaching your hand down to the floor as far as you can. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And back to the center. Have your hands on your armrest now. We're going to hike our hips out of our chair, driving your knee up and across your body, rocking side to side, continuously alternating. We'll do 10 repetitions each side for 1, 2, focusing on your posture, keeping your upper body tall. 3, long, tall spine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to the center. Feet flat on the floor, hip to shoulder width apart. Again, check your posture, sit tall, and we're going to torso twist, side to side, turn to one side. You touch both hands to your armrest, and turn to the other side. Continuously alternating, turning your shoulders, all the rotation comes through your upper body. You want your knees to stay straight. They're turning with you, you won't get as much of a stretch. So we want all the rotation to come through our upper body and alternate continuously side to side, stretching your torso through a rotational movement now. So it's a little bit different than the side bends we just did. Let's do 5 more to each side. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and back to the center. We're going to work our way down to our legs now, get the blood flowing through our lower body. So extend one leg at your knee, hold it straight out in front while the opposite foot stays flat on the floor. And let's make leg circles, rotating through our hip. We'll do 10 repetitions in one direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Place your foot down on the floor just to give it a quick break. And let's straighten the same leg out. Now we're going to go 10 circles in the opposite direction with that same leg for 1, 2, going as big as you can, rotating through your hip, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And place your foot flat on the floor. We're going to switch sides. So same exercise, opposite side. Hold your leg straight out in front and circle your leg for 10 repetitions. 1, trying to sit nice and tall as you move your leg around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And rest your foot down. Now we'll do 10 circles, same leg, opposite direction. So hold your leg straight out in front and make leg circles going in the opposite direction you just were going for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And lower your feet down to the floor. Okay, let's lift our legs straight out in front and circle our feet, rotating through our ankles, and we'll go 10 repetitions in one direction. 1, 2, trying to increase the size of each ankle circle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's go in the opposite direction now. Keep your feet up and start rotating your ankles in the opposite direction for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And lower your feet down, give your legs a quick break. We'll do one more for the ankles. Lift your feet up, point your toes forward, stretching the front of your shins, and then pull them back. You'll feel that stretching your calf on the back of your lower leg. So point forward and pull back for 10. Starting now, 1, 2, 3, continuously alternating back and forth, pointing your toes forward and pulling them back toward your body for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and slowly lower your legs down so your feet are flat on the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Let's do a few deep breaths. Take a little break. So inhale through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Deep breath in and exhale out. In through your nose and out through your mouth. All right, everyone, we're going to move to some standing exercises now. We're going to stand up out of our chair, and if you'd like to stay seated during these exercises, you can modify most of the exercises and stay seated. You can also use a walker. If you have a walker, you can keep the chair behind you and have the walker directly in front of you, or I highly recommend walking to the back of your chair and holding the back of the chair for support. I would consider these exercises a little bit more strenuous than what we just did. These are a level 2 on a scale of 1 to 3. And again, it depends on your ability levels, but do what works for you, what you feel comfortable with. If you want to stay seated, it's perfectly fine to stay seated. I'm going to demonstrate the exercises while standing in front of the chair, just so you can see me. But again, you can hold the back of the chair or your walker. If you want to do something in between, you can have one hand on the chair. All depends on what you feel comfortable with. Stand up nice and tall with your feet about hip width apart. Chest up, shoulders back, maintaining your posture. Start by kicking your leg forward and bring it back to the center. And we'll do that for 10 repetitions, balancing on your opposite leg as you kick forward. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's switch sides now. We're going to kick our leg forward with the opposite leg, balancing with the other foot. Kick forward and bring it back. And I'd like to remind you, you can do these from a seated position or also holding your chair or your walker, whatever you feel comfortable with. Let's do 10 repetitions, kicking our leg forward for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're now going to take our leg and kick off to the side, trying to keep your upper body centered. So we're kicking to the side, keep your upper body centered, and then bring your leg back to the starting position right underneath your hips. And we'll do that 10 repetitions, kicking to the side and back to the middle for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we're going to do the same exercise on the opposite side. So take your leg, kick out to the side. You should feel it in the outer hip area, and then return your foot back to the center. Out to the side, back to the middle, standing nice and tall, trying to keep your upper body centered. We'll start now for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're now going to take our legs and kick straight back, leading with the heel of your foot. You're going to feel it in your hip, and then return to the center. So standing nice and tall, reach your foot back, leading with the heel of your foot, and return back to the center right underneath your hips. We'll do that for 10 repetitions. Kick back, watch out for anything behind you if you're doing this in your room, and center. There's 1, 2, 3, try to keep your legs straight, lead with the heel of your foot for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to switch sides now, same exercise. If you're doing this seated, you're going to tap your foot back and bring it back to the center. So you can also modify this exercise while seated. Let's switch sides, kick your leg back, leading with the heel of your foot. You're going to feel your hip engage and back to the center for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's take our leg now and make leg circles, rotating through our hip as big as you can while maintaining your balance. We'll do 10 repetitions for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest your leg down, give your leg a break for a moment. We're going to do the same exercise, opposite direction. So lift your foot off the floor and circle your leg, rotating through your hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Place your foot down. Let's switch sides. We're going to our leg circles. Again, holding on your chair or walkers for support if you're doing this standing. Otherwise, if you're seated, keep your legs straight out in front, and let's make leg circles for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Rest your foot down, take a brief break. Same exercise, opposite direction. Hold your foot out to the side and make leg circles for 10. Going in the opposite direction for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And place your feet down. We're going to get into a wider shoulder width apart stance now to help with your balance. Keep your center of gravity within your base of support, standing tall, hands up outside your chest, right by your shoulders. Let's do alternating punches. Punch one arm forward, fully extending at the elbow, and alternate to the other side. We're going to continuously alternate side to side, punching in front of our body. If you need to hold one arm onto your chair or walker, you can alternate by holding one arm as you punch. And again, this can be done while seated. Let's do 10 continuously alternating punches out in front of our body. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing 10 repetitions on each arm. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And lower your arms down by your side. Let's bring our feet right underneath our hips. Hold on to your walkers or chairs if needed. You might need to angle your body slightly. So with this next exercise, if you're standing behind a chair, we're going to lift our knees, alternating. You just need to be careful that you're not hitting the back of your chair. So angle off to the side. You can hold one hand on the back of the chair. If you're seated, we're going to do this to up nice and tall. Again, long, tall spine, chest up, shoulders back, feet right underneath your hips. And let's march in place, lifting your knee as high as you can up toward the ceiling and alternate 10 each for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to the center. We're going to get into that nice wide shoulder width apart stance again to help with our balance. Lift your arms, elbows out, point out to the side, and twist your torso side to side, rotating through your upper body. Let's go 10 repetitions to each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to the center. Lower your arms down. Just give your arms a break and shake our arms out. Stay in this shoulder width apart stance. Raise your hands right by your shoulders. We're going to reach our arm overhead, one arm at a time, and continuously alternate side to side, vertical reach up toward the ceiling, getting a stretch through your shoulder, back. Let's do 10 each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower your arms down. All right, the last exercise we're going to do in this series is a calf raise. So we're going to start with our feet about hip to shoulder width apart, holding on to your chair if needed. If you're seated, you're going to start with your feet flat as well. Push through your toes, lift through your heels, and slowly lower down to the floor. We'll do that for 10 repetitions. Push through your toes and slowly lower down for 1. Lift your heels off the floor and back to the start with your feet flat for 2. 3, 4, standing up tall throughout the entire exercise. 5, or seated tall if you're seated. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, everyone, at this time, I'd like you to return to your chair if you've been standing. And we're going to go into some cool down stretches now to help our heart rate return to its normal levels and also to improve flexibility throughout our body, at our joints. We're going to start by stretching our feet forward slightly. Make sure your hips are back in the chair throughout this stretch as we reach forward, down to our toes, going as far as we can into the stretch. And we're going to hold for about 10 seconds. And after you've held for several seconds, try to sink a little further into your stretch, all the way down to your toes. Once you stretch your back and the legs. And now slowly sit up nice and tall in your chair, pulling your chest up, your shoulders back. Bring your feet back toward your body. Keep your feet flat on the floor. We're going to grab one leg now, right by our knee, or you can grab underneath your thigh, behind your knee, whatever you find more comfortable. I'm going to demonstrate grabbing in front of the knee and pull your knee up into your body, stretching your hip. Make sure you're breathing normally throughout the stretches. Sometimes the tendency is to hold your breath. You want to breathe normally and pull the stretch until you feel a slight tension in your muscles. Slowly lower our foot down to the floor. Same stretch, opposite side. Grab your knee or behind your knee, right underneath your thigh there, and pull up into your body until you feel a slight stretch in your muscles, hamstring, hip area, behind your thigh. Take a few deep breaths, and slowly lower your foot back to the floor. Next stretch, we're going to bring our ankle to our knee to stretch the outer hip area. Focus on your posture. Just getting your ankle to your knee might be enough of a stretch. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can gently push down on your knee of the leg that's elevated. If you can't get your ankle to your knee, you can just cross the foot across your shin. And let's release the stretch, lower our foot back to the floor, and switch sides, ankle to knee. Stretching your outer hip. You might feel a stretch just getting your ankle up to your knee. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can gently push down on your bent knee. And again, only go to the end range of motion where you feel slight tension in your muscles. You just want to feel slight stretching throughout these stretches. And release your stretch, lower your foot to the floor. Let's scoot forward in our chairs a little bit now to make some space between the backrest of our chair and our body so we can reach our hands behind our back, bring our hands together, pull your shoulders back and down, and bring your hands away from your body to stretch out your chest, shoulder region. And we're going to hold the stretch. Again, taking a few deep breaths. We're holding each stretch for about 10 seconds or so. And let's release the stretch, bring your arms out to the side. Let's take one arm, arc out to the side, up overhead, and slightly lean, stretching your shoulder, back, and torso. And return to the center, lower your arm back to your side. Let's switch sides, arm up, overhead, and slightly lean off to the side, stretching your shoulder, back, and torso. And return to the center, lower your arm down. Let's raise our arms straight out in front. Keeping your arm straight at the elbow, use the opposite hand to gently pull your arm across your chest, stretching your upper back and your shoulder. And release your stretch, lower your arm back to your side. Take your other arm, hold it straight out in front. Use the opposite hand, hold right by your elbow to pull your straight arm across your chest, stretching your upper back and your shoulder. Pull to the point where you feel slight tension in your muscles. Get a little stretch and we'll hold. Now release, lower your arms down. Let's shake our arms out. Turning your chair now as far as you can, placing your hands on your armrest, As you rotate through your upper body, we want to keep our knees pointed straight ahead. If your knees turn with you as you rotate your upper body, it's going to defeat the purpose of the stretch. So keep your knees pointed straight. All the rotation comes through your upper body. The further you grip down your armrest, the more of a stretch you'll get. But turn your shoulders, rotate through your torso, and place your hands onto the armrest. Let's hold the stretch here. And release, slowly return to the center. Now let's turn to the opposite side, placing both hands on your armrest. Again, the knees should be facing straight. The rotation comes through your upper body. We're stretching the torso by rotating. Turning our shoulders. And release your stretch, slowly come back to the center. Okay, seated nice and tall, chest up again, shoulders back, in line with your hips. Eyes looking straight ahead. Take one hand, reach behind your head, down your back like you're going to scratch your back. Use your opposite hand to push back and down on your elbow, stretching the back of your upper arm, called the triceps muscle. And we're going to hold the stretch. You might feel it stretching through your shoulder as well if you have tight shoulders. And just do what you can. This might be very challenging if you have tight shoulders. And release the stretch, lower your arms down. Take a quick break, and then we're going to switch sides. Take your opposite hand, reach down your back like you're going to scratch your back. And use your opposite hand to push back and down on your elbow, stretching the back of your upper arm. You might feel it through your shoulder. And release your stretch, lower your arms down. Let's give our arms a shake. All right, let's move on to our wrist hand area. We're going to take our hand, hold your palm straight up to the ceiling, use the opposite hand, gently pull your fingers and wrist back, stretching out your forearm. And this exercise can become intense, so just pull to the point where you feel slight stretching throughout your muscles. And release your stretch. Now turn your palm down to the floor. Use the opposite hand. Pull your hand back in toward your body, stretching the back of your forearm, keeping your arm as straight as possible at your elbow. And pull only until you feel slight tension in the back of your forearm. Let's switch sides now. Take your hand, turn your palm up toward the ceiling, keeping your arm straight out in front. Use the opposite hand and gently pull back on your fingers to stretch your hand, forearm area, just until you feel a little tension in your muscles throughout your stretch. And release your stretch, bring your palm down to the floor. Use the opposite hand, gently pull your hand back in toward your body, stretching the back of your forearm. We'll hold for several seconds here. Take a few deep breaths as you're holding your stretch. All right, release your stretch, lower your arms down to your side. We're going to move to our neck. Sitting tall, tilt your head to the side, pulling your ear to your shoulder, stretching the outside part of your neck. And now slowly tilt your head to the opposite side, ear to your shoulder, stretching the outside part of your neck. Come back to the center. Slowly pull your chin into your chest, looking down on the floor, stretching the back part of your neck. Now gently lift your chin up toward the ceiling, stretching the underside of your neck. Just be careful not to overextend your neck with this stretch. And return to the center, looking straight ahead. We're going to rotate, looking to the side, stretching the outside of our neck, this time through rotation. So chin to your shoulder until you feel a little stretch on the outer part of your neck. And slowly look to the other side, rotating your head, chin to your shoulder, stretching the outside part of your neck. And back to the center, looking straight ahead. Let's conclude with some deep breathing. We're going to take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Deep breath in. And exhale out. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Breathe in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. All right, everyone, thanks for joining us.